Hey, Mrs. You got me on the big screen, huh? Inside? That's awesome. Yeah, I had the date wrong. I was set for tomorrow, for 24 hours from now. We'll see if anybody shows up. This is my first stream with this phone, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Hey, Phil, how's it going, buddy? What are you up to today, Phil? I've been building fence all day. You probably saw that. So I've been working on this this wire stripper for a friend of mine at work, and I've got all the components done. You know, I did a part one the other day, and it did download, but on YouTube it showed that there were two of them, and I went to delete one of them, well, I deleted both. So I thought, well, all right, no worries. And then I got started working on some of the other parts, and I decided, you know what? Basically, everything on here is just drilling and tapping some holes, so that's not really very interesting. But anyway, I got all the components cut, and I pre-fit everything. Everything seems to fit pretty good. So today, I'm just going to deburr everything, clean it up. I've got a heat treat apart, which I'm not going to fire up the big heat treat oven and all that crap. I'm just going to do it the old school way with a torch. That'll work just fine for what my buddy's doing with this this piece. So I'm going to point the camera down at what I'm working on, and I'll talk to you guys about what I made, how I made it, and the reason behind why I did it the way I did. Adjust the camera. All right. You noticed I got my high-speed Trump t-shirt on. You can't see that. Now you can. Trump 2024. All right. Backwoods Grizzly. Who you calling Grizzly? I saw that, Mrs. So, this part was just in my hand, and it was out here close, so I'll talk about it first. This is the cap that the actual threaded part goes through, that applies pressure to the cutting disc that I'll show you here in a minute. And it's made out of aluminum, which most stuff that I make is made out of aluminum. And my concern was, because it is aluminum, and I chose to go with a stainless steel lead screw, if you will. I chose to go with that. Well, my concern was that the lead screw would wear out the aluminum. So what I did is I took a piece of 1-inch steel, and I turned down this little press fit bushing that fits in it, and then I tapped it to fit this thread, which is 3/8/16 National Course. I started to go with a fine thread, but I don't know, I don't like fine threads, and this seems to work just fine. But at any rate, that's these two parts. And that screws in just like that. Go ahead and screw it all the way in. And because this is stainless steel and this is hot roll steel, I'm going to go ahead and put a little anti-seize on it. That'll keep it from two dissimilar metals welding itself together, I believe. I'm not going to put a lot on there, just a little bit. hopefully the anti-seize compound will prevent that. Okay. I guess because I'm working on it, I'll go ahead and assemble that, the cutting wheel. So this is the block you guys saw me making in part 1. Okay, and if you remember, I didn't have an end mill that I could make that hole flat bottomed, and I kind of had to improvise with a reamer, which it worked out just fine. I'll put the little keeper washer on. This goes over the top of that like that. And then I'll put the lock nut on. Now the way this is designed is a friction fit, so I won't be tightening the lock nut all the way down because it has to have enough relief for this to turn. Hey Carl, how are you, buddy? We're just putting together the wire strip that I made. Alright, that ought to work. Hey Stig, hope you guys are having a good day. Mine's been pretty hectic. I got up this morning about 5:30 and got everything set up and pretty much built fence up until about an hour ago. So yeah, I'm smoked. But what I was saying is I used what's called a Nylock nut. That's what we call them over here. It's got a little nylon insert, and that allows me to tighten the nut down to where it won't come off, but it also allows this to spin freely. I'll set that to the side for a second. Actually, I'll go ahead and put the knob on. Here's the knob, the hand knob that I made. This is a new knurl that I'm playing with. I actually kind of like the straight knurl. It's not so rough on your hands as the checker knurl is. It's a lot more appealing, I guess, and I kind of like that better than I do the diamond knurl. And again, if you grip it pretty tight, it doesn't cut into your hands like the bandsaw knob that I made. It's pretty rough, and matter of fact, I may shave that down and go back and put the flat knurl or straight knurl on it. And there's something funny about this nut right here. This is a 3/8 nut, and this is the only stainless steel 3/8 nut in this building. And I know that because I had to make the damn thing because I didn't have a 3/8 stainless nut. So, but anyway, there you have it. That'll be the lock nut for the knob. If I can get it on. I think I saw Carl say that was pretty posh or something to that effect. Carl's no one to be talking. I've seen his projects and they're fantastic. He does a great job on his projects. Don't let the squirrel find it. That's right, don't let the squirrel find it. Well, one thing I have found with this project, if it ain't Loctite, it comes loose. So I'll be putting Loctite on everything to hold it from coming apart. You bet, Carl. Now I gotta figure out how to hold this. I guess I'll move on to the, we'll talk about this cutter. So, here's the cutter that I made for it. I started out with a piece of 2.5 inch, I think it's cold, it was hot roll steel. And that's what I started with, and I machined it down and drilled a hole in it, and then sharpened it the same way I do the pizza cutter wheels. You know, but I left this one sharp. I didn't dull it like I do the pizza cutter wheels. But anyway, that one billet piece, and I had a debate going on with myself. Should I build one solid piece or just try to find some of these discs, you know? Well, I decided to build it in one piece. I didn't want to have to build 2 bushings to sandwich something because I was afraid it would wobble. So I went ahead and built one piece. And here's the little wrist pin that goes through it. And that'll go through here. Like that. And this pin's it just floats in there. It's not attached in any way. It just floats around, but it can't come out. But there's no fasteners that hold it still. But it's way more durable. I like it anyway. But right now, I'm going to heat this thing up and dip it in linseed oil and see how it comes out. First, I'll clean it with some acetone. But I was on YouTube the other day watching Paul Hopewell, and he was making some parts on there on his channel. And I asked him, I said, Paul, how'd you get those parts black like that? Because I usually use the cold blue, which works pretty good. But he told me, he says, man, I heated the parts up and I forgot to get my quench tank out, and just out of sheer luck I had a can of linseed oil, and I dipped the hot part in there and it turned it solid black. So I'm going to give that a go on this. I don't know if it'll work on this part or not, but we're going to try. If it don't, I'll cold blue it. But yeah, chem blacking. Yeah, usually I use this stuff right here, Carl. Super blue. It's just for guns, rifles, all that kind of business. It works pretty good. It turns it black, but I want to try this linseed oil thing. I got to heat it up first. And like I said earlier, this is basically the old school method of putting a treatment on it. It doesn't have to be hard. I just want the tip of the wheel to be tempered. Now, I don't think it does work on stainless. Actually, stainless is pretty soft, Phil. It's real gummy. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's kind of turning yellow. And, oh yeah. Yeah, Carl, good old-fashioned old-school hardening, right? But I like doing this way because I like the colors that come out. I don't know if you guys can see the colors coming out yet. Yeah, tough like a Viking. Stick knows something about that. Hey, Mike West, how are you doing? Good to see you. That's frog hair. That's all right. That's outstanding. We'll see how that turns out. Like I said, I've not done the linseed oil thing before, but Paul, he liked it. But then again, Paul's got a heat treating oven and it come out, you know, fire red. The parts actually come out glowing. And, oh shit, I just burned a hole through my plastic right there. Note to self, don't use plastic. Yep. Well, I can tell you we won't be using linseed oil for anymore. Damn thing burned a hole completely through it. I thought it had cooled off. Apparently not. Oops, that's right, Bill. It happens. That's all right. All right, we'll chalk that one up for the dumbass of the day moment. All right. But I will say I'm very, very happy with the outcome of that. Look at that, guys. I can't get over that. That is just as black as it can be. Wow, cool. Look at that. Okay, that's a new trick I like. So linseed oil gives it a black finish there. And now that I poured all mine out, because I burned a hole in my bucket, I'll go back to the blue. But that's okay. It's all good. Wow, with it up against the aluminum, you guys can really see the color change on it. I like that. That turned out pretty good. Alright, we'll set that to the side. Let me get it. I'm just using some acetone to clean these parts up with. These are the rollers that I made that actually grip the wire to feed it through, and there's 2 of them, and they're pretty much identical. Yeah, here's the backstory on this wire stripper. So my friend at work, he comes across copper wiring and stuff like that, and he strips it down and sells it to the scrap yards around here, and he makes a real good amount of money on doing it. But they don't give him full price whenever the copper wire has the sheathing on. So it's a lot better for him to cut all the wire sheathing off, the insulation, and it's just pure copper wire or aluminum or whatever the case may be. What steel, what gauge? Yeah, copper's expensive. It is expensive. Say that again, Carl. I didn't catch what you were saying. I see your comment there, Mrs. I'll try to pay better attention. Cooled off yet? Yeah, there is. That's absolutely correct. No, the cutter is not tool steel. I didn't have any tool steel to make that one. So, because it's just cutting through plastic sheathing, I went ahead and made it out of, it was either hot roll, I think it was hot roll, 2.5 inch hot roll. And you're not cutting any of the wire, it's just cutting plastic. And I didn't want to make it super hard, so if he does get it dull, I can come back and sharpen it up for him. Alright. Let's see what this cold bluing. I'm going to do the bluing and then I'll talk about how I made these. It's pretty neat the way I made them. I did some 45-degree knurling, and that actually turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Carl, you'll know what I'm talking about. Some of you guys will also know what I'm talking about. This one you guys can see. This stuff is amazing. Look how quick it turns that black. The trick is having it clean. If it ain't clean, it does not do this well. But I use acetone and go over it really good and get it really clean. And it just gives it this fantastic black coloring. And then combined with a little bit of oil on it, it keeps it from rusting. It seems to work pretty good. But there is a process to making sure you get it on there properly. And I know everybody says don't stick the brush back in there, but it doesn't seem to matter on what I'm doing. I'm a good painter. I see that slunging. It's not hard to paint this stuff. You just smear it on and it pretty much does what it's supposed to. Alright, I'll let that dry for a little bit. And then I'll work on that piece. But it's neat that it's an acid etch. Look what it does to that little metal brush. It just eats it to pieces. Look at that. Isn't that crazy? Okay, these are the two sides for the rollers to mount to. I think I'll go ahead and mount the top part to it. Yeah, you guys can see that. Oh, thank you guys. That's very nice of y'all to say that. It ain't entirely true, but I appreciate it anyway. Putting that together. I'm gonna get these rollers done first, and then I'll put it together. Alright, let's see. That's pretty much dried. Hey Rita, no, you've missed one fit. Yeah. I put a hot piece of metal in a plastic tub and it melted through immediately. Not one of my brighter moments. But this is what it looks like after you put the gun blue on. See that white stuff? It's just kind of like a little acid. And what I do is just put a coat of oil on it, and it instantly turns it shiny black. That's pretty cool. I did, Car. I see you are giving me crap about the bucket. Yes, Rita, I burnt the damn hole in the bucket. But you gotta admit, it was a perfect circle. Check out the accuracy on that. That's a perfect circle. Should have poured it back out again. All right, I'm going to do the same thing with the little drive shaft, and then I'll assemble it and show you guys how I made it. It's like magic. I'm just curious, any of you guys ever done this with this bluing stuff? I mean, I know you don't have a lot of guns and that sort of stuff over in the UK, but I would imagine it has other, other applications maybe. It's not too bad, Bessie. Set that right there and see how long it takes to knock it over. We got lurkers, Mrs. I can tell you I don't like the way my phone times out. That I don't like. Black Sharpie, that'd take a little bit, wouldn't it, Carl? All right, back to the issue at hand. So, these parts right here that I made, man, look at that. That turned out great. So, they go together like this. And what this does is the wire lays down in this, and this is actually the drive wheel, and I'll show you guys that here in a minute when we get it all assembled. But there was no way I could come up with to make one solid wheel. Well, I could have. I wanted the knurl on this side, and check out that knurl, and I'll show you guys what I used to make that here in a minute. So what I did, I had this chucked up in the lathe like this, and I turned this down at a 45 degrees, okay? So this is a 45 degree angle. And after I got it turned down, I put my knurling tool in it, and I just simply used that same 45 degree angle to put this finish on it. And it grips the wire very well. I didn't know what to expect, but I thought it turned out pretty good, and it grips the wire fantastic. Yeah, it worked out great, Carl. Hey, Cordial. Let's see. I don't think I need this anymore. How you been, Cordial? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Alright, this ought to be dry enough. And some of the finish does come off, you know, when I apply the oil and all of that. That can't be helped. But the objective is to just get some oil on it to where the parts don't rust. So what I did, this is the actual drive shaft that will that drives the wheels. And what I've done, as you can see, I've countersunk 2 spots. And that is so when I put the wheels on, it gives the little grub screw something to bite into. And I'm not going to put Loctite on these. And the reason that I'm not is because if something ever goes wrong here and we need to take this apart, I don't want my friend fighting Loctite. Got a burr on that one. I'll go ahead and start putting the base together.
Hey,
Yes.
I just want to tell you something real quick. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Before the stream is over,
Yes.
will you please post 88 Keys link because Michael S. is interested in joining. I explained to him there had to be an invite.
You can't do it?
He's talking. No, you're the only one that
see
can
your
do
phone.
that because it's a closed group. So
Anybody that's a moderator
I
can
don't
post
think.
it.
Well, I'll give you my phone
Your
and
phone.
you can do it from there. I don't know how to do any of the admin stuff. I don't do any of that. So, hey everybody, I just popped in for a second. I'm not going on camera. I have a fat jaw with my dental stuff right now, but I'm not being rude. Just don't feel real good. But I'm glad to see you guys. Captain's gonna work on this real quick, and then I won't interrupt him again. I promise. I have a cousin that did that, but he stopped drinking. Okay, found a very nice Belgian dude. Okay, Carl. Hey, sugar.
Try that.
Steve.
Let me know if it works.
Hey, honey. Okay, talk to him and tell him, please.
Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael, I just posted a link on there. Click on that link and see if it walks you through to get to our 88 keys.
And if it doesn't, Michael,
Yeah, if
come
it
back
don't,
and
let me
tell
know.
us. Come back and tell us, and we'll try it again. He's a really nice guy. I'd love to see him on there. Rita, I appreciate that, honey. Oh, Michael says beautiful dog. Thank you. We have 2 shepherds. They're our babies. Coroidal, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Phil, I appreciate. I love you guys. It's so hard, even when I'm in pain. Y'all lift my spirits. I love being around you folks. Y'all are amazing. I'm gonna make it. I'm hard-headed enough. I'm gonna make it.
That is a fact.
Captain, I didn't necessarily need that support. Oh, it's gonna be all right. It's been worse than I expected, but I'm gonna get through it now. I done made up my mind. Do you mind if I just stay in the background
Now,
out
will you
here
go get
for?
one of these?
Yeah,
My other one got knocked off.
it's okay. I'll get you one, but can I stay
Yeah.
until Michael comes back and says if it's okay? I don't want to leave him hanging since he wants to join. I'll go get you a beer, and what else can I get for you while I'm already there?
That's it. Yeah.
Where? Okay, thank you. I'll go get your beer real quick.
All right. All right. I got the base on. It's not tight yet. I'll tighten all of it up here in just a second. You can see now this little floating pin there's no way it can come out. It goes right down there. Yeah. I don't know. I think even without teeth, she'd find a way to eat that chocolate, Carl. I really believe she would. But I did tell her a while ago, this is honest God truth. I told her, I said, man, let me tell you, if I get a tooth like that, abscessed, and they want to pull it out, I'm just going to go without a tooth in that hole. I ain't doing all that. I'm just putting some of this Loctite on all of these bolts. Like I said, it'll hold it together. I had this thing together already and was playing with it, using it. And if it ain't Loctited in, it don't stay tight. I don't know why. I guess because of all the moving pieces. I don't know. But it should stay together now. Actually, I need to clamp this up. Yeah, I agree, Phil. I'm going all out pirate before I have some kind of procedure like that done. That ain't happening. I can't tell you how that ain't happening. That's everything tight. I do want to put a little bit more of the blackening on this piece here. I wiped a good bit of it off when I was riding around on it.
Mama's gotta go in here right now, okay? I know, you gotta stay. Sugar, you asked for one, I brought you two.
Fantastic.
How about
awesome
that?
beer lady.
Yes.
In case of dehydration.
Hey, look who just showed up. Bum Pilot Life. Hey, Bum
Hey,
Pilot
Tom.
Life.
What's up, brother? I'm finishing up this this tool that I made for a buddy of mine at work. You guys doing good? I saw those pancakes and muffins you guys did on the Blackstone. Man, that was awesome.
And I wasn't.
I didn't know you could do that.
I wasn't involved in that. How the hell did that happen?
I know, right?
I know. I'm just giving him shit. Yeah, Carl don't even know how serious the M&S chocolates are around this house. They are treated like they are gold flaked, Carl.
Yeah.
That is literally the best chocolates I've ever had in my life. I'm not just saying it because we're good friends. I'm being honest with you.
Stig wants you to let the dogs come in and out.
Well, Stig, there's one problem with that, hon. There's a whole bunch of, what do they call this again?
Swarf.
There's a whole bunch of swarf on the floor, and I kind of hate for them to get it in their paws, if you understand. But now, Stig, let me tell you something while we're talking about this. If I can get past all this tooth problem and stuff, we're gonna do a poolside before too long, and you'll see him running around. Okay, so just stick with me. If I get better, we're gonna do it.
You certainly know how to get more.
Huh?
Carl said you certainly know how to get more. He's
Yeah.
talking about your.
Carl's my hookup for decadent chocolates. I love you, Carl. I appreciate you very much. I don't know what happened that Phil said just roll with the pilot look. What did I miss while I was inside the house?
Pirate look, not pilot. Pirate.
That's what I just said, pirate. Or I thought I
Said
did.
pilot.
Well, I'm on medicine. I kind of can't help myself.
Alright. Damn, camera keeps falling down. There we go.
Corroidal. Corroidal tries to act innocent, and he is so not. He's not. I got his number. Yes, I love you guys. Y'all make me feel so much better.
That's a pretty big chunk of wire if you go to cut something that big.
Baby, that's pretty darn cool right there. I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
That's a big chunk of wire. I think we're about ready to test it out. I'm gonna look over it, make sure there ain't no burrs anywhere on
Do
it.
you need to come over here where I'm standing? Okay, so I'm out of the way.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, okay. I'll just stay here for a few minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't tell you the most great thing. Michael S. has made it to 88 Keys.
Okay, welcome
When
aboard,
you
Michael.
guys get a chance, please pop on 88 Keys and welcome Michael S. If y'all wouldn't mind. Carl, I saw you did that. I appreciate it. Oh, Rita did too. Yeah, y'all are awesome.
Alright, we don't need acetone anymore. I don't know why I'm worried about getting oil on this. I'm about to scuff it up with this drill anyway. Alright.
I just love when Carl said that you were showing alternative ways to make holes.
I know, right?
I got to laughing so hard I had to hold the side of my face.
Trying to set this vise up to hold this so I can show you guys how it works. Maybe that'll work.
I'm suffering like crazy out here. Do I need to turn off my Wi-Fi?
Yeah,
Okay.
it should be off.
No, it wasn't. Phil is right. Y'all do have some serious chocolate. And that M&S that Carl sends on special occasions, God love him.
I wouldn't
is the-
know.
It's the best I ever had.
I wouldn't know.
Okay, now don't lie. Carl's have got some coming your way. He is so sweet. I've invited you, well, like briefly.
Oh, here's something pretty cool I learned the other day. Whenever you take your cordless drill and tighten something up on it, if you'll take the chuck and rotate it till it clicks, that locks the teeth in on what you have and it won't spin on the drill bit. I just learned that the other day. That's pretty cool. Did not know that.
Okay, to address a couple of quick things. I don't know how I ended up out here. I'm sorry. Number one, Stig is giving Corroidal a hard time. He wants you to play some Beatles just to get under Corroidal's
God.
skin because we
That's
all
right.
know.
Corroidal hates the Beatles.
Yeah, we all know Corroidal loves them Beatles.
Yeah.
He's a closet lover and won't admit it.
Yeah.
Now I'll just jump on Stig's bandwagon real quick. But Corroidal's been doing good today. Did you see what he said? He's been on his best behavior today, which his best is still like middle of the line, right? Been to the Aussie, did the shopping, gardening, laundry, nurse Miss C's hangover, the whole 9 yards. Corroidal, that is a blue ribbon day for you, honey. My thumbs up is to you. Corroidal's doing good. That's a personal best for him. Oh.
All right, y'all ready to see if this thing works? So I got a piece of wire. I think this is 8 gauge maybe. I'm not real sure what it is. It's something that was left over from when they put my aircon unit in my house. So we're gonna see how this thing works. I have used it. There's a short on YouTube showing me use it, but you guys get to see it here. So I just screw this down until it gets tight, and then and the end result, I'd say it worked pretty good. That's fantastic. So you can see now where my buddy just takes all this raw copper in. He don't have to pay the fees to have all the insulation on. Oh yeah, that works fantastic. Look at that, guys. That's right, Swandon. Money, money, money. I'm very happy with that.
Money, money, money.
So, can you imagine? He's been doing this with like a knife, like an X-Acto knife or something, just kind of peeling it. And he doesn't. I asked about. I meant to ask him about why don't you just burn it off, but I'm afraid it'd get too hot and burn the copper. But anyway, I'm having fun just playing with it. And yes, I am going to build another one of these. Hey, Trina! What's stripping?
Trina, baby.
Right now I'm stripping wire with this newfangled device that I made.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and let you have it.
I'm only going to be on another 10 or 15 minutes.
It don't matter. Just go on as long as you want to. I'm just gonna. It's about time for me to have another peel. My tooth's hurting a little bit, so. But I'm still gonna be on. I'm just gonna go back and sit on the
I'll be
couch.
in.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
No problem. All right. Love you guys. Love y'all.
Oh, jumped out of whack. I didn't get it deep enough, is why it jumped out of whack. So, some of the, okay, you kind of got to guide it in there. If the wire is really bent up like this one is, you kind of got to guide it in. It still does it. It still cuts it, but, oh shit, that's been hot. Let me turn it. I don't know what this wire came off of, but it has been hot. Ah, shit, wrong way. So, the stripper was having a little trouble getting this one split, and I couldn't figure out why until I got the sheathing off of it. So, this is what copper wire is supposed to look like. See how it's nice and shiny? Well, apparently, at some point, this copper wire got hot. Look how black it is, and it had melted into the sheathing, or into the insulation. Huh, look at the difference. Crazy. Alright, I got one more piece. Let's see. I'm not even going to adjust it. I just want to see if it'll roll it through. Yep. Annealed the copper. Yeah, it's weird. I guess something got hot. Whatever this wire was hooked up to had a short or something, and it's you can see it kind of melted itself to the insulation. Look at that. It shouldn't be that way. Something got pretty hot. Huh. Anyway, there you have it. Bob's your uncle. So what do you think, guys? I think it turned out pretty nice. Hopefully my buddy likes it. Let's see. Give it a good wipe down. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, Carl. Yeah, Phil, I like it. It's working pretty good, you know, and I questioned some of the things the way that I designed them whenever I was building it. You can buy these from a store. It would be, Carl. I thought about doing that, but I kind of wanted to get this to him as quick as I could, so he would have it. Virginia High School to strip copy this would save so much time. You like that, Bum Pilot? I do. This is what I was telling you the other day I was working on, and I think it turned out pretty good. It definitely strips the insulation off pretty good. And I'm really surprised at these rollers. I didn't realize these rollers would work that well, but they did, and I'm very happy about it. The knob feels pretty good too. It's not too rough on your hand. Yeah, I definitely like the flat knurl versus the checkered knurl. It's way easier on the hand. But anyway, now I kind of wish I had more wire to strip. I can see why my buddy gets into that. That's actually pretty satisfying. You want one now, Swangin? Yeah. I would imagine this is not the last one of these I'll build. But I'm happy with the way it turned out. I'm happy with the blade. The disc was one of my concerns. But I think this turned out pretty good. I like the way the rollers turned out. I like the shaft. I wish the drill wouldn't mar it up like it does, but that's unavoidable. I mean, anytime you clamp something, you know, to a shaft like that that's going to be driving, it's going to get marks. It's very similar to the pizza cutter, Rita. That's all one piece. I made it out of a piece of 2.5 inch piece of steel. And I just, I sharpened it the same way that you guys have seen me sharpen the pizza cutter wheels. And I didn't dull this one though. I left it sharp. And it seems to cut through that wiring like it ain't even there. But yeah, I'm very happy with it. I like it. I hope Rob likes it. That's my buddy that it's going to. Yeah, I thought about doing that too, Carl, a hexagon shaft. I don't know why I didn't. I just didn't. Now that you say that, you make me want to cut that down now. But it'll cut a pretty big chunk of wire. I don't know how big a wire he gets. But I'm going to go all the way to the top with it. That's all the way up there. That's a good 1.25 inches anyway. That's a big piece of wire. So, yeah, I would imagine it would work just fine for him. I like it. I like it a lot. But yeah, I kind of copied some of the designs that I saw online. But the one like this that I saw online was, I don't remember the exact price, but it was like $200. I was like, man, that's a lot. Well, after I got to building it, I realized why they're that expensive. I mean, it takes quite a bit of work to build it. I did a full stream on just this part right here. Yeah, that was an hour-long stream. The wheel, it was probably an hour, and probably an hour in these. So yeah, it took quite a bit of time to build it. So I can see why they're expensive. Now that I built one though, I've got all the measurements in my head. I know exactly what measurements I want, how I want to design it, so it takes a lot of the guesswork out. So I can probably build that a lot quicker now that I've built one. Let's see. When he brought this to me, I don't have the steel in front of me, or the aluminum. When he brought the idea to me, he brought this. And this is just a pipe cutter. And he brought this to me, and he asked me, hey, can you fasten this to something to where I can run wire through here so that it cuts it? And I'm like, dude, that don't even look right, you know? Let me see what I can come up with. So I got online and I started researching some of the wire cutters, and that's what I came up with. Let me get you guys back in this little corner over here. Ought to get a logo brand. That would be pretty cool, Katrina. My own logo on stuff. I did scribe in my name for Lammy. I don't know why he wanted me to, but when I built Lammy's guitar switch plate cover, he asked if I would engrave it. So I did, but it's on the bottom of it. I don't know really why he wanted me to do that, but I went ahead and did it for him. You know, you guys asked, and you know. Oh, you like the shirt? Yeah. Let's see if I can get it on the camera. There we go. Take America Back 2024. And God knows we need it back. We need him back in. You can say what you want to about Donald Trump, but I'm going to tell you, the United States in my lifetime, which is 52, I think, I have never seen our economy as well off as it was when Trump was in charge. And that's honest God truth. I'm not just saying that because I'm hardcore right-wing Republican, MAGA, all of that good stuff. It's a fact. The interest rates were way down. I got my house at like 2% interest, and now it's up to almost 8 or 9% interest. This jackwagon that's in office now, he's killing us. And I'm sure you guys have seen what's going on the border. It ain't nothing to be pretty, proud of, that's for sure. But, and I apologize if anybody on the channel is offended by my comments, my political views, but fuck you. I don't know any other way to say it. That's how I feel, and that's how it is down here in Alabama. So, but anyway. You saw Biden wobbling in Japan today? Yeah. Maybe he'll stay over there. But I got high hopes for the next election. I'm really hoping that Trump gets back in, or DeSantis. You know, I like DeSantis too. I really do. He's got a lot of the same value system. But anyway, all right. I'm off my political soapbox. But yeah, I'm glad you guys came along, checked it out. And as always, it was a fun project. It was a little frustrating at times because I kind of had to design it as I went. I had no specifications at all. But I think it turned out pretty good. I think he's going to be happy with it. And I did everything that I did on this one, like the two risers here and the plate on top and the bushing on top. I kind of documented that as I go because I am going to build another one for myself. From time to time, yes, I could use this. And I don't want to call my buddy and say, hey, can I borrow that tool that I made you? You know, so. I did, Mrs. That just kind of came out. My filter turned off momentarily. Sorry about that, guys. But anyway. Guys, that's just about going to wrap it up for me. Phil, I'm offended at your comment. What are you offended about, Trina? You'd be the last person I would think that would get offended. I agree, Rita. Agree to disagree and go drink more beer. That's what I say. And that's just what I'm about to do. Go drink more beer. But ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys coming on live stream. It was pretty fun. I had a good time. I know I didn't build much on this one. It's more of an assembly, but it would took me a month to build this thing, an hour at a time. So I decided to go ahead and cut the pieces, and most of it was drilling and tapping holes. There's not a whole lot to see there that you guys haven't seen 100 times. So I just decided to go ahead and put it together and let you guys see the finished product. And there it is. That's the finished product. Make another one? I'm going to. I'm going to make another one, Katrina. Like I said, I could use that around here a lot too. Thank you, Carl. But for now, I'm going to get off of here and go inside and see what I can get into in there. Kind of chill out. I've been working all day long. So, but Katrina, Carl, Rita, Swangen, Phil, Michael S., Bum Pilot, I appreciate you guys coming by. Cordial, it's good to see you. And I'm going to get off of here, go inside. I'll let you guys chit-chat for a minute. And I got to pick up a couple things, and then I'll end the stream. Anyway, you guys talk for a minute. I'm going to read the chat for a second. See if I can catch up with who's doing what. More beers, Sonny. You've been working hard. That's right, Phil. That's right. And my face is red from the sun. It's hot today. It's like 32 Celsius here today. But anyway, all right, guys. I'm gonna get off of here. If I can get my phone to come back to life. There we go. I'm gonna get off of here. Hey, Terry. I didn't see you earlier, but thanks for coming. Okay, guys, that's gonna do it for me. We won't see Lemmy this week, tomorrow, or the next week, I don't think. But anyway, we'll watch for him. Hopefully he'll do some live stream from, I guess he's in the Netherlands. That'd be pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here and go hang out in the house, kick my feet up, and get ready for work tomorrow. You guys have a fantastic week ahead. Wish you all the best, and we'll see you next time. Roll Tide.